See, I get asked that question quite a lot. I think it relates to how to get into the property sector. There's two extremes or two types of people. There's people that always see the negative in life. They say, I want to build a house and that guy developed a house and I can't do it because I don't have 5 million rand to do it. So that is wrong, first of all, but it's not 100% wrong. Then there's the guy that's the dreamer and he doesn't have any money. He's got no experience. And he says, I want to go develop a 5 million rand or 100 million rand property. Now, he's also wrong, but not entirely wrong. Those are the two extremes. How to do it is, first of all, work within your network and start small. Don't kid yourself. You're not going to go and come up with an idea for 100 million rand property development, even though you see it will work and even though it might work, and you're not going to develop that on your own. You're not going to get it off the ground. The only way to do something like that is to bring it to an established developer and get them to back you and give you a small equity stake. So that's a fair way to do it. Then you're almost a deal maker and you take a share in the development in lieu of taking a commission on a deal or something like that. You'll get a small equity stake. But if you want to finance developments or finance small developments, you have to have a combination of your own money initially and the bank's money. You need to save up some money. So how do you get the money? You need equity, which is your own money, and you need the bank's money. So equity can be your own or investors' money. Now, it's hard to get investors' money if you haven't proven that you know what you're doing. So on the first one, you need to put your own money in and get the money from the bank. The banks are there to help. They give you quite a lot of money. If you need $1 million, the banks will probably give you 700,000 to 800,000 to 900,000 rand. And you need to put in that last bit, the equity. Now, how do you get it? You got to save. That's how it works. If you don't have the ability to save money, you've got a job. You've got no business going into property development if you don't have a job. You've got to save up money. You've got a salary. Go and party a little bit less. Don't buy the brand new car. Put that money away. Say to yourself, within 3 years or 2 years or in a year, I want to save 100 or 200 or 300 or 500,000 rand that I can put towards my development, towards my dream. So that proves that you have the ability to control your finances and you have some money. Once you've done that, that's the biggest part. Control yourself, put some money in, go to the bank, get the rest from the bank. Go and do the development, pay the bank back, get your money back, and hopefully there's some profit. And reinvest that profit into the next one. And what's the nice thing is you do it once, twice, 3 times, do your own thing, show that you've made a profit. The banks are going to say, wow, this guy knows what he's doing. I can give him a little bit more next time. Maybe he doesn't need to put in so much. Maybe he doesn't need to put in 50% or 30%. Maybe we only need to put in 10%. And we'll back him on the next deal. Bankers want to build a relationship and they want to know they got a trustworthy guy. They got a winning horse. Also, the nice effect is you might not have more money for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th developments. But then other people, your friends, your family, they see that you know what you're doing. They might come to you and say, hey, listen, can I invest in this deal with you? I'll put in the money, you do the work, and we get the rest from the bank. And then you split the profits 50-50. And that's some way to do it. And that's how most guys do it. And then they work with partners, they get equity financiers. So the money that the bank doesn't give you, that's normally the equity. So either you put it yourself or you get an investor and you split the ownership and the profit with them. And then you go to the bank and you get the rest. So that's the way to do it. So it's all possible. Never let anybody tell you you can't go and develop that building. I don't have 5 or 10 million rand. We develop properties sometimes that are worth 500 million rand. We don't have 500 million rand in the bank. That doesn't happen. We get the money from people. We built a reputation over 39 years and of people that trust us and that know that we can deliver. If we have an idea and we've done it before, they say, okay, there's less risk. We can back that jockey. We can go with that guy. And that's how we do it. So you've got to build that reputation and guard that reputation with your life. Give a return to an investor. You don't let your investors lose money. And things do go wrong. If something goes wrong, be transparent and tell your investors, hey guys, listen, COVID happened. We've lost our money. The development was delayed. Something went wrong. And if it's not your fault, people are not going to blame you. They're angry at first, but they understand. So be upfront with your investors. Tell them this is what's going on and back yourself. But, it's very hard, even if it wasn't your fault and something went wrong, to get more money out of the guys for the next project. So you got to know that you got to work your ass off to give the money back to the bank because they stand first in line. And secondly, take care of your investors and then go from there. And one day, hopefully, you're wealthy enough and you built up enough money that you don't need your investors. But that's not something you do very easily, and that takes very, very long time to do, years and years and years. But that's the way to get the money.